As runners, we all challenge ourselves in ways we never thought possible, pushing the boundaries of what we're capable of to smash through targets and set ourselves new, bigger and better ones.
This awesome hobby that we share gives us one thing in common, and it brings us together as a community. Whether you're working towards completing your first parkrun or you're a veteran of the sport who's run 100 ultra marathons, we all know the feeling of reaching that maxed out effort and our own red line.
Welcome to our podcast, where your hosts Brett Elesmore and Andy Maguire discuss the struggles, the successes and everything in between on our running journeys, as we all work towards the next time we're running the red line. Hello and welcome to episode 110 of Running the Red Line. I'm your host Brett, and I am joined as always by my co-host Andy. And how are you this week, mate? How's your legs after Sunday?
Yeah, they're okay. I have been given, as well as 16,000 other people, probably the worst T-shirt I've ever had. As a, I've been doing a bit of gardening today.
Oh, is that what you're wearing? Because when you sat down in it, I thought, is that a Pokemon
it's so small.
T-shirt?
No, look, that's it. Look, it looks like. I mean, is it a record or is it a sort of a life ring? Do I work for the RNLI? It looks like a. What do you think? But it's not. The design is quite cool. I don't mind the design at all. But the fit, the actual tee, the technical tee, feels like it's cost Great Run 7 pence a unit. It's awful. One of the worst tees I've ever had. And not only that, I got a size small because, believe it or not, I'm a size small these days. But I think I've been given a women's size small. It's like a crop top. It's so small. Look at where the arms are for starters. That's it pulled down. It's so small. You can see me. My love handles have been out all day.
Yeah.
I've been doing the gardening, so this has been relegated to a gardening top. And tomorrow, I'm probably going to wear this to Parkrun tomorrow, and then I'm going to do a bit more gardening tomorrow. So this is going to be my gardening T-shirt of 2026, I think.
Brilliant. I love how you said, "Look at where the arms are," and then you look at my T-shirt and.
Same.
It's because I hate long sleeves on a T-shirt. So since I was a teenager, I've always rolled up the sleeves on my T-shirt.
The thing is, though, these are so. Yours are yours are longer than these. These are ridiculous. These are so small. This is blatantly a woman's fit. It's got to be. And I don't know. Is there a difference between? Does everyone just get the same T-shirt? Do they do women's and men's? I don't know. But I just feel like I've got a women's. I do.
They will do a women's version of it probably, but it's whether they did actually get women's and men's or whether they just went for unisex.
What's the London Marathon T-shirt like? I mean, I've seen a lot of people wearing it. It's pretty cool. But how's the old fit of it? Is it nice?
I'd love to be able to tell you, but I spent today doing that.
Oh, man, that looks pretty good. Colour scheme this year was pretty good, wasn't it?
Look at that. You can see the reflection of my Mickey Mouse light.
Your podcast setup, yeah. Yeah, that does. So you've never even worn the T-shirt?
No, I just basically framed it today. So part of my day today has been framing that, and then I just need to get my finish line photo to go in the frame with that.
You know that you'll probably have to retire after maybe 2 more marathons.
Yeah, because I won't be able to fit them on my wall.
Maybe 3, 4, maybe. Yeah, you're going to struggle, aren't you?
Yeah.
So are you going to have to move some things around? Because are you going to put them on either side? Because at the moment you've got like a 2 and then a 4.
Yeah, the last London's going to move over a space, so these two can go there. So they'll have t-shirts either side, and then all the medals in the middle, I think.
Yeah, it's got to be really, isn't it? Else it all gets a bit confusing.
Yeah, but I didn't realise, but London this year was my 10th marathon.
Really?
Yeah.
10th London or 10th ever?
No, 10th marathon. It was my 7th. It was my 7th London. Because down here in frames, I haven't got these up on the wall.
You've only done Manchester and London then?
No, I did Birmingham as well.
And Birmingham, yeah.
So those are my first two from 2012 and 2013.
Oh, yeah.
Those ones.
Very similar.
They're exactly the same, just a different day. And then those are 2014, 15 and 16, which were really cool because they were bronze, silver and gold. So they're exactly the same medal, but 3 different colours.
I love it because to the untrained eye, or if someone who doesn't know what they're talking about, you could tell someone you look like did a few tours in Afghan or something. You've arranged them like a military kind of display.
Yes, I actually have, yeah.
3 tours of 26 miles of London. I mean, Afghanistan.
The only issue with this one is it's a bit like Jim fixed it for me.
Oh, I can't remember those. Were they very similar looking?
Yeah, the Jim will
medals
fix it badge was,
Oh dear. That's unfortunate. Oh no.
But so I've done London 7 times. I've done Manchester twice, and then I did Birmingham in 2017.
Yeah, the marathon that just never ever continued.
Yeah, they did it once. So yeah, and it was 2 laps of the half marathon, so it was horrendous. So I'm quite glad they didn't.
Do you know? Have there been any talks about the course for the European Champs this summer, the Birmingham Marathon course? Will it be the same as the Olympics, as the Commonwealth? I
don't know.
Because that was in and out of Smithfield, so that'll have to change because that is no longer I assume a venue that they will use.
Yeah,
for sporting stuff. So maybe they will have to change it.
Yeah,
I mean,
possibly.
It would make sense to put it in and out of somewhere like Centenary Square, wouldn't it? I think Centenary Square would be the ideal place to finish the Birmingham half. Because for anyone that doesn't know what we're on about, so Birmingham half was last week, which I did, and they seem to just not be able to make their minds up. The course seems to change almost every single year, and it has done for years. I've done it maybe 4 times, and I think this is the 3rd different route or 4th different. It's been different slightly every time. But it's a point to point essentially because the finish is in a different place to the start. But the start is almost always at Broad Street, which is one of the, for want of a better term, where all the kids, well, probably not anymore, but when we were youths, that's where people would go out drinking because that's like the vibrant kind of side of Birmingham. And then it goes out of Birmingham and it comes back in. But we finished at up past Selfridges, up by Aston. Was it Birmingham Uni or Aston Uni? Aston University.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we finished about a good mile or 2 away from the actual start.
Yeah. But the finish this year was a bit naff, wasn't it?
It was terrible. It was awful. It was up a hill. Like I expected the Selfridges. I don't know what that road's called, but I knew that hill was coming.
Yeah.
But the actual finish line completely did me in because there was about a quarter of a mile uphill.
Yeah.
With 200-300 meters to go. Yeah.
I expected it to finish like it did in, what was it, 2023? 2022, 23? I thought it was going to finish like that and just go straight down that road. But it didn't. It went off, turned right and did like a weird out and back loop to then make it uphill for the finish.
We just did a horseshoe around a hotel, basically. But it was downhill and then uphill to finish. And it was just, a nightmare. Did you write to them about your power bank?
Oh, no.
I haven't had a chance. I feel awful. So Great run, not in our good books at the moment, because on the baggage bus, I put my my bag in the. They were just opening up a second bus when I was like, "Oh, great!" So when you walk onto the bus, you turn immediately right, and then if you looked immediately right again, almost opposite the driver, is where you can sort of there's room to put suitcases and things like that. It's like almost like a tabletop. I don't really know what its use is. I don't know, but I just thought, right, I'll stick my bag in there because no one else has put it there, so I can just walk onto the bus, walk straight back off because I know exactly where I've left it. It's within reach of walking on the bus. Went on there after the race. I was searching through these bags. It's like it's not there, and the girl at the guarding the door was like, "Oh no, they've all been moved." I was like, "What do you mean they've all been moved? Why? Why have they been moved? Literally, can you explain to me why they've all been moved?" And I rooted through, and mine had just been chucked on the floor. My baggage label had ripped off, so I had no way of proving that bag was mine. I couldn't find the label. And then when we were on our way home, you were like, "Oh, can I have my stuff back that you lent me?" And you were like, "Where's my power bank?" I was like, "Are you joking?" So that must have fallen out of the pocket on the bus. Yeah. And I didn't know to look for it, sadly, because I had forgotten that you'd given it to me.
Yeah, never mind. It's one of them, and it's yeah.
So great run. If you are listening, you owe Elesmore a power bank.
Yes, please. But finish line wise, the best it's ever been at Birmingham half was when it finished on Broad Street.
So that's exactly what it should. It should start and finish there, shouldn't it?
Well, this is the thing. So where it starts is where it used to finish, and it was brilliant because you run down Broad Street and had like that big, like grand finish. But they wouldn't be able to do that now because of all the tram lines going down Broad Street. Everybody would break their ankle, wouldn't they, running down there?
I suppose so. So would you go out back towards, would you go out of Birmingham to start, or would you go?
So it never used to
the normal way.
It used to start somewhere else. I can't remember where it started, but it used to start somewhere else and finish on Broad Street.
Oh, it didn't start on Broad Street.
So it didn't start on Broad Street, but finished on Broad Street. But it didn't do all of the jewellery quarter bit. It never used to go around the jewellery quarter. So you just used to basically go out down Pershaw Road and then back into Birmingham. And then you'd end up on the dual carriageway for a bit and go underneath a couple of the bridges. And then you had to go up a really steep hill to get onto Broad Street where the cinema is at Five Ways. And then you'd run the whole of Broad Street down.
But I suppose they want to avoid doing that because that's a major roundabout, isn't it, for Birmingham? So they don't really want to be touching that. They don't want to be closing that.
Right. You didn't go up you didn't get to the. You
didn't go to actual Five Ways.
Island. No, but where the cinema is on Five Ways, you came up one of the side roads and then turned right onto Broad Street.
The cinema. So like where Gatecrasher is or whatever it's called now.
Yeah.
That's what we used to call it.
Up there, yeah. But
did you when you were a youth, or maybe you still do now, as a non-Birmingham resident, which we are, would you still call Birmingham town? Would you ever say I'm going uptown?
Nah, I'd say I'm going Brum.
Yeah, because I think if you're from Birmingham, you're allowed to say that. But I think if you're not, you're a wannabe, aren't you? You can't really say I'm going uptown. You can't really say that. Trying to be Tommy Shelby.
If I'm going uptown, I'm going up Redditch Town Centre. I'm going uptown.
Yeah, I'm going uptown. Yeah, going into town.
Yeah, because Birmingham isn't even a town; it's a city.
Yeah, but that doesn't stop people from Birmingham calling Birmingham town, though, does it?
I know. Yeah,
Good. Yeah, but that's a something that people from Birmingham surrounding areas that people have tried to steal. So you quickly get reminded by people who are from Birmingham. No, you can't call it that, Bab. You can't even say the word Bab if you're not from Birmingham. But just moving away from running slightly, which I'm sure our listeners will be delighted about. Earlier this week, I think it was Tuesday after the bank holiday, I had the absolute pleasure of attending a speed awareness course.
Yes, you did.
So I think that I'm 40 now. I've been driving since I was 17, so 23 years. I think this is my third, maybe fourth. I can't remember. I actually, on one of the times I did a course, I was lucky not to get some sort of ban or 6 points because I got done twice in a week. I had a job that was a driving job, and I had to drive from basically motorways, and one of them was both of them were motorway offences. One of them was a red ring on the motorway, the variable speed limit. That got me.
Yeah.
And the other one that got me was the old Jeremy Clarkson, you'll never get caught if you change lanes. Average speed check. Got me. Got caught twice in a week, and luckily I didn't have to get 6 points.
I was going to say, how did you only get a speed awareness course getting caught twice?
Well, I think I had to take the 3 points on the second one.
I was going to say, yeah, you must have.
And the fine. But
Yeah.
luckily, it wasn't a 6 points. I think, is that a ban? 6 points? Or is it 12 points for a ban? 6 points in the first 2 years, isn't it?
6 points, yeah, if you've only just passed, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so can you imagine the scene? Have you ever done one of these speed awareness courses?
I've done a couple, yeah. Luckily, I've never had any points on my license ever. I've only been I've been caught speeding twice. So I did a speed awareness course once in person. This was ages ago. Can't even remember when.
Yeah, we chatted about this.
At Sully Castle, and then the second one I did was online.
Now, I didn't have the chance to do that.
And that was I think that was like two years ago I did that.
But I've heard that they're not all they're cracked up to be. You can't just put yourself, a cardboard cutout of you.
Yeah, you can't
and then go and make a cup of tea.
Yeah,
you have to be present, don't you?
Yeah, you've got to be sat in front of the screen. They ask you questions constantly, and they ask you to write things on paper and hold it up to the camera. And
if anything, that's probably more confronting than what I had to do, because you can imagine what it was like for me, because there was about 20 odd people, we're all in tables of 5 or something like that. And when they say just talk amongst yourselves or the person next to you, and the person next to you sort of half looks at you but doesn't make eye contact, because you're all thinking the same thing, like, let's just get on with this and keep our mouths shut so we can just go. Because I've done those speed awareness courses before. One guy failed it because he just wouldn't back down on one of his opinions. They asked him to leave, and they actually failed him. So he had to redo another course. Yeah. So you can, if you think you know better than the people that are facilitating those courses, then trust me, you don't. Because they hold all the cards. And the guy opposite me, I was like, mate, I haven't been to one of these icebreaker things for such a long time. We all had the little triangular thing, and we had to write our name and in front of us, and like,
oh man,
I was like, this is lost my worst nightmare. It's been so long since I've done any sort of conferencing like this. And in my old age, I think I am getting slightly more anxious and socially awkward around people. Plus the fact that you feel like you're all offenders in that room, and you just can't be bothered to talk to anyone because you're all just too kind of over it already, because you're all having to take half a day off work or whatever. And there was a guy opposite me called Mike. He looked about 23. And I just thought, you're not taking this seriously, are you, mate? He said a few things, and I was like, mate, I was sort of laughing, but I was like, don't egg him on, because I don't want him to get me involved in a conversation. Basically, the lady said, imagine you've just knocked someone over at 30 miles per hour. She was doing the demonstration, the difference between hitting someone at 30 and 31. And when you hit them, it's 8 miles an hour, but at 31, it's 15 miles an hour, all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And she said, that could be the difference between you killing someone and injuring them. And if you've injured them, even that's awful. So, what might they have been doing? And it's like a rhetorical question. And he put his hand up and he went, that person that I just ran over was on their way to murder someone. So I've just saved a life. I just thought, Mike, I was like, Mike, you're not getting this. And he kept saying things like that. Another one he said was, someone said, why might someone be tailgating you? He went, because, I don't know if I can say it, because they're a TW40. And she went, pardon? He went, because they're rude. Because she genuinely didn't hear him say, what he said. So it was quite cool. And I was just sniggering, sat opposite him. And, but yeah, the whole time I was just thinking, guys, a few people keep like teacher's pet kind of scenario.
Yeah.
Would put their hand up and like, oh, I know the highway code, and I know all these little things. And yet after a while, you start sort of going, you start just audibly sighing because you're like, oh, for God's sake, can you stop piping up? Because every time you do, you put us a minute later to finish. And we all just want to get out of here at bang on 11:30. And I think to the people's credit who were putting on the thing, it did actually finish on time. But there are times when it just goes on so long. And they do throw these stats and facts and figures at you. But you feel like saying, guys, we are just 20 people in a room who were just unlucky. We probably got done. I know we are the people who are statistically most probably going to cause an accident. But what about the delivery drivers? What about the chaotic taxi drivers? What about, all these people that actually cause accidents day in, day out? And then there's us guys that are getting lectured at. But do you know what actually got me? This is what kills me. The same road I drive every day, past a pub called the Royal Oak through Lysington, driving through a 30, and then it goes immediately to a 60, immediately to a national speed limit. So fair enough, there's a cul-de-sac on my right, so that's why it's a 30. But I always start to and it's downhill as well. I slowly start to move forward, slowly start to put my foot down. And the one time that I wasn't concentrating, there was a mobile speed cop with a laser gun about 20 yards away from the national speed limit sign. I was like, oh, and I couldn't slow down in time, and I got done doing 36, I think. So I mean, a bit naughty. I was probably going a little bit quicker than that when I got before that. But I shouldn't have been speeding. I shouldn't have been speeding. That's the long and short of it.
Yeah, it's your own fault.
But I just feel a little bit aggrieved to get done by a blooming bloke hiding in a bush behind a tree.
Well, that's the thing. The mobile speed cameras, they hide, and that's naughty.
I know. Finstall Road, on the back road coming back to Bromsgrove, past the Bromsgrove Rugby Club.
Yes. Yeah.
They're rife there, aren't they? Finstall Road. Yeah. Behind them trees.
Yeah. And did you know you can get done if you flash someone to let them know that there's a speed camera? You can get done for like flashing them and letting them know.
Really? What is it? Your it's like not conspiracy to murder, but it's you're privy to a crime. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're spoiling the surprise.
Or
warning them.
What's the other one? Where you're interfering with police business or something like that.
Yeah, perverting the court of justice.
Yeah.
Oh, blimey. But yeah, I can moan about it till I'm blue in the face and blame other people. But at the end of the day, I was speeding, and it is annoying because I had to pay £100 for that course as well. And you don't get you do get the choice. You can take the 3 points to fine, or you can take the course and not have the points, but still have to pay the £100. So of course I did that. But hopefully that's the last one I'll ever do, but probably won't be. Yeah.
Yeah. The scariest thing on those, though, are the people who have no idea about anything to do with driving. It's like, how are you even on the road?
Yeah. I mean, you can imagine the average age in that room. It was probably about 65, 60, 65. A few of us were a bit younger, but I'd say the average were, like going up to older than my mom, And I just think, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You can't do anything. It's a police matter, isn't it? If
Yeah.
you don't turn up, you'll get a letter from the police saying, we know you didn't turn up.
Yeah.
So it's probably, if you dodge that course, it's probably a serious crime if you end up.
Yeah, you'll probably get even more points on your license for not turning up. But sometimes
so
we have to do these things. So so when was that? When did you do that?
Tuesday morning.
Tuesday, and then on Thursday this week you had a lovely day that you were telling me about before the pod.
I won't bore everyone, but that was one of the worst days I've had at work for a while.
Because of that, in the evening you treated yourself, and you say you're not an influencer, but you really are.
Go on.
Because yesterday, after seeing your Instagram post or Instagram story
about my dinner,
guess where I went?
Did you get a chippy tea?
Yeah, because I haven't had a chippy for man, it's got to be a couple of years. I haven't
really
from the chip shop, and I saw yours last night and just went, oh man, I'm gonna have to go to the chippy.
It's just the golden colour of the batter, isn't it?
Yeah.
So where did you go? Tell me about it. Where was the chippy?
I went to Batchley Fish Bar, so just down the road from where I live.
Is that down on Hull Road on by the swim baths?
No. It's on the Batchley shops.
I know where the shops are. Yeah.
Tesco Expresses. And I didn't have fish and chips like you because I didn't want to spend 20 quid.
£18.20. Laura only had a little sausage and chips as well.
Yeah, so I had I ended up having a battered sausage and a Savoy and some chips and curry sauce.
Oi. Yeah, nice. Well, who was I chatting to about this? Was it TQ? He was like, "Where's your mushy peas? Where's your curry sauce?" And call me a heathen, but I'm just a bland kind of guy. I just have my fish and my chips. I feel like that. I have my fish, and then I'll train. Then I'll have a fish and a rice cake. Then I'll train. Then I'll have my fish.
He's just been. Do you know that guy? He's just being sponsored by Pure Sport. And they've just done a whole advertising campaign.
I thought you were going to say Young's. By Pure Sport? What, is he like an athlete then?
Well, he was a bodybuilder.
Must be, of course.
That's what he was doing.
Yeah.
But he's actually like got quite good, I think. But there was a program on a few years back, and it was about online bullying and stuff, and people who had viral things go on positive, and he was on it, and he was chatting with can you remember the World Stone Raider?
Yes. You want some? You've got no fans, you got no ground. You want some? You want to go with me?
And it was them two chatting about how like their lives had changed after their viral videos.
Yeah. Wow. I feel like I do feel a bit sorry for the Wheelstone Raider because I think he might have special, like sort of learning difficulties or special needs.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like he might have got a bit taken advantage of because at one point he was doing like a Christmas #1 attempt or something like that. Like they had him on a blooming, some sort of record and stuff. And I just feel like saying someone somewhere is making loads of money out of this. And this poor bloke's not, doesn't really realize that all this is going on. But some people, life must have changed considerably from just a silly vid, like Ronnie Pickering, or all those sort of things. And who? Ronnie Pickering.
It's me.
Yeah, just like some videos like that. Imagine your life being changed and like never being able to live it down. It just must be crazy. Yeah, absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I'm very glad I grew up in a time before the internet and social media.
Well, I watched something. I can't remember what I was watching earlier, but I was watching like a clip of a gig around about 2000. I tell you what it was. I don't know why it came up on my thing. It was Robbie Williams live at Nebworth, and people in the comments were like, "Think of beauty. Everyone in the present, not a phone in sight. Like 90,000 people, not a phone in sight, sort of thing." And it's just such a different time now, isn't it? Because you yourself sometimes feel, oh God, yeah, maybe I should film this. But it's different, isn't it? Like back then, no phones, no.
Yeah. I remember going to Reading and just going and standing next to the barrier to watch the band. Nothing on you, no phone, no nothing other than you and the moment. And
What is it? Was it Jack? Different. What's the guy from the White Stripes called?
Jack White.
Yeah, I'm sure. Of course, that makes sense, doesn't it? Jack Stripes. I'm sure it was him. When sort of phones started booming and video started booming, probably 10, 12 years ago or something like that, I'm sure he was doing a gig and he wouldn't carry on playing unless everyone put their phones away, something like that. So he was like, "I'm not playing unless you listen to me, because this is ridiculous. You all look like zombies.
Yeah,
holding a device in the air. You're not even looking at me. You're looking at the phone. Like we're not connected here. We're all so disconnected. Put your phones away, then I'll carry on." And I think it was him that did that. And I've got a lot of time for that. I think that's.
I can't remember where it was, but there was and I can't remember what band it was, but I remember hearing about it and me thinking, that's genius. And there was a gig somewhere, and the band made every single person that went into the gig have one of those bags that's like a what's called signal stopper. So they had to put their phone into a bag so their phone couldn't get signal or anything. And then it was locked so they couldn't get into there. So they went into the gig, but their phone had to be in that bag, and they got like searched before they went in, and they had to put it into the bag. They could take the bag with them, so they weren't going to lose it. But the bag couldn't be unlocked until they left the venue at the end of the gig, which I think is brilliant. Because then it is just about going and enjoying the gig.
Yeah, then you see who really wants to be there and who doesn't. Yeah, it's pretty good. But a lot of people at football get slated for that. So there's a massive like sit in the stands, like vlogging culture. You commentate because you're obviously not allowed to film for most teams anyway. You can't film the actual action because of, certain laws, but you're allowed to film yourself. And then so many people get absolutely abused for that because they think it's, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, why would you film yourself watching a football match?
Yeah.
It's like Gogglebox, isn't it? Yeah.
And talking of all the action that's going on, I bet the person sat next to him was like, "Shut up, I can see what's going on."
Yeah. When was the last time you watched TV? Did you used to watch Gogglebox?
I did a bit. Yeah, I did a little bit. I can't remember that. I do know when I last watched Gogglebox. It was at Christmas, and I was around my sisters.
Yeah.
And,
I don't mind Gogglebox. I think when it's
some good bits on it. There are, and there's some real funny people on there as well.
Yeah, some good characters there. Yeah, it is. It is a good show. Watching people watch the TV, but that's essentially what you were doing when you used to watch. Which is why Dave, what's his surname? I can't remember his second name. Dave from the Royal Family, as in the BBC, the Royal Family, does the voiceover for it. I'm sure that's the reason why, because that's what we were all doing when we were watching the Royal Family with
Yes.
those characters.
Yeah.
It was essentially Gogglebox, but scripted. But what a show that was, the Royal
It
Family.
was. Yeah, my arse.
Oh, absolutely brilliant. But the other day, me and Laura, I don't know if you remember this episode, but do you remember when Ali G was massive and he kept going, Booyakasha? He kept doing that. And then there's that scene in the kitchen when that's his name in Coronation Street, Darren and Ralph Little's character, Anthony Lakeel, were just sat in the kitchen and the camera's just watching them going, trying to do it, like, and it literally watches them try and do it for about 2 minutes. And that's what me and Laura were doing in the car, and we were trying to make the snap. I can't do it now. Oh, I could do it in the car, honestly. Can you do it? There he is. So
that was a proper 80s thing. That's when I learned to do that.
In the 80s?
Yeah.
What was going on in the 80s?
Early 90s. That was like the cool thing to do.
I haven't got enough room in this. That's what I'm blaming it on. I haven't got enough room.
You haven't got enough room, and enough room to swing a cat in here.
Or a tiger. Actually, by the best part of a ton. So, how do we start talking about that now?
I can't remember.
But
yeah, something I did want to bring up. There was something you said you were saving for the pod as well. I said I would save something for the pod. What was the thing that you were saving for the pod?
Oh, yes, my announcement.
Yes. Is it to do with running or?
It is. So
okay. Do you want to leave yours for afterwards then? Because mine isn't anything to do with running. So if I get through mine, then we can go back into running. So yeah, I did a buy on Thursday after.
Is that English?
What? Did a buy?
Because you said that before, and I was like, I'll let that one go.
Yeah, it's just
I did a buy.
It's slang, isn't it? It's slang.
I did a buy.
So instead of I bought something,
I did a buy.
I did a buy. I know it's terrible, but yeah, it's just slang in it. Yeah, when it first got announced, me and a couple of friends were chatting about it, and they were like, yeah, we should go. And I was like, no, I don't think I can. Don't think I can afford it. No way. And then on Thursday, tickets got released, and my mates messaged me and said, we're going to try and get tickets. Are you sure you don't want in? And I was like, I can't really. And they went, yeah, we understand. And then Rob put a picture in there of us at the last one that was in London, and a little speech bubble coming from my head saying, wish I'd have gone. And that sort of made me go, you've got me there.
You got me.
So I went, go on then. Go on. I'm going to have to just save up. And this is going to cost me so much money, but it's going to be worth it. So from now, I'm going to be living off beans on toast, I think, until April next year.
Oh, but God, how much have you spent?
At the moment, not that much, because we've only bought tickets, but it's everything that goes with the tickets and where the tickets are for. So you won't be interested in this at all, but basically it is the 50th anniversary next year in 2027 of something that I am very much into. Yes, it's the 50th anniversary of Star Wars. So Star Wars Celebration next year is in LA. So we managed to get 4-day tickets for Star Wars Celebration in LA next year.
Oh God!
But now it has sunk in that the tickets cost just under 200 quid for the 4 days, which isn't bad. But then you've got to factor in hotels, flights, and everything else that goes with it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Cross that bridge another day.
But I was then looking at the dates, and it is 3 weeks before London Marathon next year. So that would be peak week. So
why don't you just do the LA Marathon? Isn't that around then?
No, I don't think it is.
No, I think it is, because the LA Marathon was the one where they were going to give people a medal if they did 18 miles.
Oh, was that LA?
LA Marathon takes part on Sunday, March the 8th, 2026. When are you going to be there?
Well, not 2026, 2027. I'm going to be there.
Sorry. So will you be there second week of March? Probably not.
No,
too early.
No. What's called Star Wars Celebration is, I will tell you, it is from the 1st to the 4th of April. April.
Okay. Yeah, you'll have to spend another 3 weeks in LA then.
Why? When is it? The 8th of March.
Well, it looks like it's going to be that second Sunday in March, I would have thought.
Oh, yeah. No. It's the first 4 days of April.
Well, that sounds like a fun trip.
Which, yeah, it's going to be amazing. But, yeah, as I say, I'm now going to be living on beans and toast.
So you must be dressing up. You must have been planning your outfits already. You must have been thinking about that.
I haven't even thought about that yet. But
you can't not go dressed up. Is it one of those sort of things?
Possible. Well, basically, me and my 2 mates that have bought the tickets, we did Star Wars Celebration a couple of years ago in London when it was in London, and we went for most of it just in normal clothes, but one day we did dress up. Yeah.
Couldn't help yourselves.
No, I dressed up as, because it was Return of the Jedi themed. So I went as Luke when he's in his poncho on Endor, and my mate Alex dressed up as Princess Leia in the poncho as well, and then Rob was Han Solo.
I think this is as good a time as any, mate. Can I just shock you?
Go on.
I think I've got some devastating news for you. Or I don't know if you'll talk to me after this.
Is it you've never seen Star Wars?
Yeah.
You've never seen it ever?
No. I have seen, on Boxing Day when like Phantom Menace is on, and I was like, oh, Samuel L. Jackson's in it. I didn't know that. And then I'm like, I don't know what's going on, because I haven't seen the ones before it, even though they're the ones before the other ones.
Yeah.
I don't know who no one is. But yeah, I've been wanting to tell you that for about 4 years, but I've never found the right time. I thought you'd be really disappointed in me.
Well, no, but yes,
do you still like me?
No. It's one of those though, isn't it? If you've never got round to watching something like that, it's like, I have never seen. Are you ready for this?
I've never seen it.
I've got it on DVD, and but I've never put the DVD in my DVD player, and I've never actually watched it. The Shawshank Redemption.
Now I would say is one of my all-time favorite films.
Yeah.
When the time is right, treat yourself.
Yeah.
It's a cinematic masterpiece.
Yeah, I've heard it's one of the best films ever. I've just never got round to watching it.
It really is. Okay, let's play a few then. I've never seen any Indiana Jones.
What? Man, You are missing out. No Star Wars and no Indiana Jones.
No.
Dude.
What else?
You're going to say things like you've never seen E.T. or you've never seen The Goonies next.
No, I've seen those two. Yeah, I know. Obviously, I'll truffle shuffle my way through the 80s. That's fine. I love a bit of E.T. I actually watched E.T. It was actually on a few weeks ago, and the bit where they steal the car and hijack E.T. so they can get him, onto the bikes, till they get him into the full Gale Platt mode. That bit is like, that's pure adrenaline. You go from sadness to adrenaline within like a minute, don't you? It's amazing.
Yeah.
And when Elliot, when he's trying to shush Elliot because he's like, I can't remember what the word he keeps saying is, and Elliot's like, shut up. So that bit is just absolutely brilliant. What a film! I can't really think of any others that I've never seen. Probably quite a lot because I haven't seen them. Have you ever seen some gangster films? Have you ever seen Goodfellas? Have you seen Goodfellas?
Yeah, long time ago, but yeah, I've watched
The Godfather.
I haven't watched all 3 parts, but I've watched the first one.
I mean, I know this is the most common thing in the world to ever say, but part 2 genuinely regarded as the greatest, and part 3 is a little bit disappointing. But eclipses number 1 only slightly because 1 is very good.
Yeah.
But again, it's Scorsese, so it's really cool. What else? Harry Potter was a big one. Like we were on. Like I exposed myself as a non-pothead last week.
Yeah.
I'd only recently watched them last summer. I think Laura and I decided to watch them all.
Yeah.
What was a late bloomer to Lord of the Rings?
I was going to say, what about Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, I only watched them, I don't know, 5 years ago or something.
Oh man.
But I don't know what it is. I can't really blame my parents for this, but I never really had that kind of, a lot of those 80s, classic 70s and 80s films, I just didn't see them. I just didn't watch them. I don't know why. I just never really gravitated towards them. I was watching stupid stuff like, I'll tell you what I was addicted to when I was 9, Thunderbirds.
Of course you were. And then
Why was I
Captain
watching
Scarlet for the fish ladies or whatever it was, the mermaids.
Oh yeah, Aquamarina.
See?
So sexy.
And you only watched Thunderbirds for Lady Penelope.
Yeah, Lady Penelope. What an absolute. Oh.
And her butler, Noel Gallagher.
Yeah, Milady. Parker. Yeah, those eyebrows. Wow. He had to have like some special what do you call them, just for his eyebrows, didn't he? Yeah, but we could probably be here all day for things.
You know, my favourite thing about the Jerry Anderson programs, though,
what's that?
Is whenever they had a close up of some hands doing something, and it just turned into real hands,
human hands. Yeah, lighting a cigarette or something like that. It's like, oh, that's good.
Or diffusing a bomb. The puppets leaning over towards the bomb, and then all of a sudden it's real hands diffusing.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, you're right. That is a really good bit of but they somehow, I don't know how this has gotten, how they've done it, but there are full episodes on YouTube now. I think it was ITV or BBC were putting them on, so you can watch all your favorite Thunderbirds episodes on YouTube, or you could anyway. And I used to love this one, which was, I can't remember the name of it, but it was called the terrorizing machine. There's always a terrorizing machine in it. It was called the Crab Logger, and this thing was in somewhere like Mexico, and the operators of the Crab Logger all went out for a Mexican meal the night before, and they all got food poisoning and fainted, and the Crab Logger was on a collision course for like the local village. Then international rescue had to come in and stop it. And it's just fabulous. It's an absolute brilliant episode. Or there's another one where they're on a collision course with the sun. like they were going to bump into it, like it was just a Fiat Punto or something.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Talking about kids like TV programs with little puppets and things, I saw something online the other day which made me chuckle, and it was some Americans having their minds blown that we called a certain character in the UK by a different name to them, and they couldn't believe what we called them. And it was Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yeah.
And in America, this character is called Sir Topham Hatt.
The Fat Controller.
Yes. And they couldn't believe that we just called him the Fat Controller.
Well, that is bad, isn't it? Well, not bad, but you couldn't.
Because they were like, Sir Topham Hatt. How can you disrespect him by just calling him the Fat Controller?
Yeah, that's the most British thing ever, isn't it? Oh, Fat Controller. That bloke over there, he's been knighted by the Queen. What, the Fat Controller? Yeah, he's over there. He's called Clive. We just called him the Fat Controller.
But I thought that was
brilliant.
good.
Yeah, that's quite funny.
But yeah, so there we go. But yeah, you do need to sit down and watch Star Wars. I will one day. Probably hate it, but I absolutely love it.
No, I will keep an open mind and I will watch it in the correct order. So I'll watch the Phantom Menace first, because that's the best one, isn't it?
No, do not watch them in that order. I love the Phantom Menace. No, the Phantom Menace is a great film. They're all good.
Isn't that regarded as the worst one though? Because haven't they got that character that everyone hates? Is it Jar Jar Binks?
Jar Jar Binks is brilliant. But this is the thing. People seem to forget, right?
Here we go.
That
we've got him going. We've got him. We've got him.
People seem to forget that Star Wars is made for young kids. It's made for 12-year-olds. So in the year 1999, when they released The Phantom Menace, the people who liked the original trilogy had grown up and were adults. And all of a sudden, you've then got a new film with silly characters like Jar Jar Binks, and they all went, what's this all about? This isn't serious enough. And all the kids went, man, how cool is that character? He's well funny. Right. And because Star Wars is made for 12-year-olds, and if you turn your head into that and think of it in that way, it's brilliant. All of it.
What's that?
Fantastic.
What's that big brown one that looks a bit like Bungle from Rainbow? It goes. You know what I mean?
That is the best description of Chewbacca I have ever heard. Looks like Bungle from
I'm glad you liked that.
Oh man,
Chewbacca, Chewy, isn't it? Yeah. No, it makes a funny noise or something. It makes like a funny growl.
Yeah.
No, I will. When I do get around to watching them, I will watch them with an open mind, and will.
But you need to watch them in the right order.
Okay.
And that is release order.
And
so watch Star Wars first, which is now called A New Hope.
Yeah.
Which is episode 4.
Yeah.
So watch episode 4, 5, and 6, and then go to 1, 2, and 3, and then do 7, 8, 9.
Hang on.
What?
There's 9.
Yeah.
When were the last 3 released?
Within the last decade. No, actually, no. Before that, Force Awakens was what, 2014, was it? I think.
Do any characters overlap?
What do you mean?
Do any actors appear in more than
Oh
one
yeah,
franchise, if you know what I mean.
yeah.
So is Harrison Ford, for example,
Yes,
in other ones?
he's in the sequel trilogy, but not in the
So
prequels, because the prequels are
he
set
wasn't born.
before the originals. Yeah.
Oh, so is that so? The latest films.
Are
So
the sequel trilogy.
so the first films essentially are the ones that are in the middle.
Yes. And then
So
there's the
they've brought,
prequels
yeah.
and then the sequels.
So a lot of those characters that are still alive, or those actors, if any of them are still alive, because I imagine not all of them are, some
Yeah.
of them reappear in the later
Yes.
films.
Yeah.
So Harrison Ford, is he one?
Yes. Yeah. As we said, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty cool dude.
And then Mark Hamill is in the sequel trilogy as well, and Carrie Fisher.
Yeah.
But Carrie Fisher passed away halfway through that trilogy, so she's not in all of them.
Did she play Princess Leia?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Oh, that's sad. Right. Right. So the gauntlet has been thrown down. So as soon as I've got a bit of time, I shall. I shall get them watched, and I shall give you a review.
Excellent. But yeah, make sure you do episode 4 first.
Okay, in the proper order. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's 3 more films for me to watch. I only thought there was 6.
Oh, and then there's also, if you wanted to go deep into it, there's then also Solo: A Star Wars Story. There's Rogue One, and then there's all the TV series as well.
This Mandalorian stuff.
So that there's the Mandalorian. But I tell you what, if anybody wants to watch Star Wars, which isn't Star Wars and is some of the best TV you will ever see, watch Andor. It's very, very good. Right. And you don't even need to like Star Wars or know anything about Star Wars to enjoy it.
Okay.
It's that good.
Cool.
Right. What's your announcement?
Right. Well, I said what the last episode I will be announcing what race I'm doing.
Oh, yes.
In the autumn, because I've booked myself a marathon. I, at this point in time, don't know how I'm going to actually race it or what I want from it, or if I just want to enjoy it, if I just want to, I don't know. Do I want to just get a PB? Want to give myself a time goal? I don't know. But I only had a few to choose from. And I wanted it to be around, a bit like when we went away to Bruges. I wanted it to be around my birthday so we could make a little holiday out of it again. And looked at a UK one. And in the autumn, you haven't got a lot to choose from. You've got Abingdon. No.
Yeah.
There's Chalk and Yester. There's York and Chester, which I've both already done.
Chester.
And then apart from them, I mean, there's a few others that are more like trail ones. Like, for example, there's the Beachy Head one. I don't know if you've heard of that. That looks pretty brutal and quite fun, really. But you're obviously not going to run your fastest ever time on that. So then I was thinking, well, why don't I look north of the border and see what's going on a few hundred miles north? And I've decided to plump for greatness. That's what it says on the website. Prepare for greatness.
Are you going to go and see, are you going to go and see something coming out of the water?
I am. So I am going to find
for the search.
Nessie. So on my birthday weekend, on the 27th, the day after my birthday, I'm going to be running the Loch Ness Marathon. And I am really excited for that because it looks absolutely beautiful. It looks like it is. It's a road race in a trail environment. I guess that's one way to kind of summarize it, because you start up in the hills and it looks technically a downhill course, but I'm sure there are quite a few hills. And I'm pretty sure we've had our Northern Scotland correspondent write into us a few times, Stephen Smith. who I think has done the race a fair few times, who might even be doing it this year, has said there's I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's a hill at about 16 miles and they call it the Monster. So looking forward to that. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it starts up in the hills and it goes basically alongside Loch Ness and then finishes in Inverness town centre, city centre. So really, really excited for it. We're going to make like a little 2-week trip out of it. Wicked. And Scotland is actually closer. Aberdeen, is not Aberdeen. Inverness is actually further away than Bruges.
Yeah,
like that's how far away it is. So we think we might go to the Lake Districts on the way up, then Loch Lomond, and then go up to the Highlands, and then come back down the other side. Maybe have a visit of Edinburgh, and then maybe go to Yorkshire or York or something, and then back home. So we're going to make a really nice holiday out of it, and hopefully get a decent marathon as well. So crazily, I think it's about 16 weeks away or 18 weeks. It's like it's time to get back into a block somehow.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that's happened. But yeah, what I'll probably end up doing is enjoying the rest of the summer for at least another 4 or 6 weeks. And what I mean by that is doing like, no pressure, just lots of trails, lots of easy stuff, not looking at my numbers or anything like that.
Just building a good base.
Yeah, and I've got a couple of races in. I've only got 2. I've got one next week, which is a local race called the Suckley Quarter. And then I've got one in June with you. I've got 2 Castles 10K.
Yeah.
And then after that, nothing till Worcester, which is September, which will be a big one. That's what I'm going to put all my eggs in that basket. I'm going to go for the 126 for that race. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. And then Loch Ness is 2 weeks after that. So I'll approach the half marathon training very similar to the marathon training, still be getting my long runs in, still plenty of miles during the week. And yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. So Worcester's going to be your like peak week. And you're going to be racing it hard. And then you've got 2 weeks to recover for a full marathon.
Yeah, I know it's not ideal, but I think it's doable. But I know what comes after Loch Ness will need to be nice and easy again, because I've learned it's taken me a few months to accept this, but it's taken me a long time to get anywhere back to near my best, and I'm still not there yet. Because Seville and the training block that came before Seville really took it out of me, like seriously. And I didn't realize that until I started looking at my race times for this spring. And you can't just jump straight back on the horse, can you?
No, I'm finding that very much so at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm having to be very tentative with my return.
Yeah. Sorry, I haven't even acknowledged Boba. Look at him. He's absolutely loving this.
He is.
Bobes. You right, Bobes?
Say hello. Say hello.
I'm in your earphones, aren't I? You won't be able to hear me. All right, Bobes. There he is. We got a little lick then. He's flying.
Say, hey,
oh, what a legend.
You are right, yeah.
So where are you at then with post London? And more importantly, how are you managing the blues? Have you got them?
Do you know what? The blues haven't really hit me, to be honest. I have been on such a high for the week after the marathon, I managed to PB, which was amazing. Then that week, I was too busy trying to learn to walk again that it didn't really kick in.
Yeah.
And then this week, I've been like busy with stuff and going for a couple of runs here and there, and I just know my body's not ready, but I've not really it's not made me upset that I can't run like I was several weeks ago. It's just I know that I've got to take it easy this time and be sensible, because if I want to have a good summer, I need to be sensible in my return to training. So I don't think the blues have really actually hit me, because I've just stayed active, and like I've been out on the bike a couple of times and done like rides through the countryside. So even though I can't go and run, like for miles at the moment, I've still going and seeing it all on the bike. So
I think what happened to me was it was actually, if this was going to happen, I'm glad it happened the way it did. But this is why I think I got the blues, because just after Seville, I had this amazing time away. I had a really good training block, probably ran the best and most consistently well I've ever run in my life. Got the time I wanted, came home, got ill straight away, and then got really busy at work. Yeah. So that's like the perfect storm of like the marathon blues. So all day, every day, I'm looking out the window, or I'm driving to work, looking out the window, wishing I was running.
Yeah.
And when I would finally get out running, because I'd been ill and because I hadn't been training well or training at all, when I was running, I wasn't running very well. And I was like, oh, what's going on? Why am I not doing that well? And it's like, it's just frustrating. And
see, that's where I think I'm the opposite at the moment. Is I am actually able to run this year compared to last year, where it was just cut everything. That you cannot do anything now. So the fact that I can actually go out and do a few miles is actually keeping me, positive.
Yeah. So what's the longest you've run in one go since the marathon?
Longest I've run in one go, 5 miles.
Oh, so still nice small distances then.
Yeah.
Relatively. Yeah. I heard something which I quite liked today, actually. Someone wrote a long thread on social media about trying versus training. They said, are you training or are you trying? Because when you're racing, especially when it gets tough, if you're trying, you'll just give up, because you will have to, because you will just mentally, physically, you'll just come to what you feel like is a dead end. But when you're training, that wall almost never comes, because you're always jabbing, you're always keeping it at a jab's length. You're never really hitting that wall, or it's never really feeling like it's all getting too much. Or if it does, or if those tough times do arrive, you've got the training backed up to be able to get through that. And lately I've just been trying, and it's bloody horrible, because I feel like I've been trying really hard and not getting anywhere near where I want to be. But when I think about some of the races I have done and PB'd at, especially over last autumn and last winter, which is when I had all my PBs in a cluster of, say, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 5, 10, half, and the marathon, I just got this amazing few months of really consistent training behind me, with no interferences, no blocks, no dips, no breaks, no dips. And that's why the stars align sometimes on race day, because you've got the training, you've got that bank of training behind you. But sometimes, you find yourself in a race and you haven't been putting those, those solid weeks in. You're wondering what's going on. Well, it's probably because you haven't been training that well. And you get to a point when you run, don't you, where you just can't just turn up and race well.
No.
And run a time that was better than last week. There comes a time where that stops. And, you get, as a beginner, you get that really, really steep curve of PB after PB after PB after PB, and you just feel invincible. But then you, like with everybody, you start to plateau, then you change a few things and you go up again, and then you plateau again. But that's just how it goes, isn't it? You have to just keep adjusting. Yeah.
But like the early gains is all just to do with doing more of it. You do more miles, you get faster, and you get used to running, so you get better at running, and then all of a sudden you hit the point where you need to train properly to get any better. Like the beginner gains just don't appear anymore. Yeah. And that's when it starts getting hard.
Yeah. And I always think as well, like, you need to feel like you're layering. Like it's a bit like baking a cake, I suppose. But that base is the fundamental, most important bit, isn't it? You know, like, and that's why sometimes when I'm not running a lot, that's why I don't go train with the club, because if I'm not running at all during the week, all I'm doing is intense 2 sessions a week and no easy stuff. So that's sometimes why I either turn up to club and just run laps of the field, which might sound like most people's worst nightmare, but I'll literally just say to the coach, look, I haven't run at all this week. Do you mind if I just do my own thing and just do some easy stuff? And they were like, yeah, that's fine. Rather than me go and absolutely hammer 16 by 400.
Yeah.
And then nothing then until Parkrun Saturday. And I probably won't take that easy because I'm thinking, well, I've had 4 days off. I'll be fine. Go and smash Parkrun out. And then you go and do Sunday, think, oh, yeah, go on. I'll put a few hills in there. I'll put a few marathon pace efforts in there or whatever. And all of a sudden, you're like, absolutely worn out and burnt out. Yeah. So, yeah, it's all about getting that base, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, yes, it is. But it's amazing how different people can train in different ways. Like I was chatting to Dave Gemmell on Tuesday because I went down and did the warm up with the club before I just jogged another couple of miles. And he came down just to have an easy run as well. And I was chatting to him because he ran London, and we were saying how you feeling. We were both like, man, our legs are dead. We ain't going to get back into training soon. But he ran at London 2:48, which is a great time. But how many days a week do you reckon he runs?
2:48. It's got to be 5 days a week, surely.
He runs 3 days a week.
Really?
He does Tuesday and Thursday sessions with the club, and then does a long run on a Sunday.
Wow, that just totally poo-poos what I've just said.
Yeah, but then I was chatting to him, and he was like, "Yeah, so I was aiming for 2:45, and I came up with 2:48, and blah 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 blah." And I was like, "Yeah, but imagine if you just put another couple of days of running in, because you're maxing out at 50 mile a week, but you're maxing out 50 mile a week running on 3 days. Can you imagine if you just put in another few mile on a couple of days a week, how much more volume you'd have and how much easier it would be to go and run the times that you're running?"
Maybe he's just been like almost robotic. Maybe he's just done that for years, or I don't know. Maybe it's something to do with his job or family life or whatever. Maybe that just suits his lifestyle to a point where he's managed to get through and keep improving. And I mean, that's crazy, really, when I think about you and I. You know, you ran even more than me. You ran 100-mile weeks, didn't you?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, different people train in different ways. And it's what works for you. That's the thing. That's how it's got to be, isn't it?
I know this sounds crazy, but I quite like running a lot.
Yeah,
like,
and me.
If I had the choice to be, let's say, a 2:45 marathoner on 30 mile a week or 130 mile a week, I'd want to do 130, I think. Because I just like getting out and doing lots of easy stuff. And I think
I just enjoy being out running. I
would much rather be out running. And that's one thing I've started thinking lately in my races that's been going through my head. Every time I've started struggling, which has been quite a lot, especially on my last few half marathons, I've thought to myself, no, come on, the amount of times you've looked out the window and wished you weren't on the laptop, you wished you were out running, or driving to work and you wished you were out jogging. Now you are actually out running. Don't mess it up, or don't quit. Don't stop, because this is what you've been wishing for. So get over yourself and put a bit more effort in. That's what I sort of say to myself.
Yeah.
Because I do wish that a lot.
Yeah. Well, we will go over that very shortly. I just wanted to go back to I went for my run on Tuesday, And afterwards, I put up a story on Instagram saying, like, I started running, and I thought, oh, my legs are back in the first like half mile. I was like, this is brilliant. This is brilliant. Fit feels all right. And then within a mile and a half, 2 miles, I was like, yeah, my legs really aren't back at all. They feel horrendous. So I just did an easy run. But I think the average was just under 8 minutes a mile. And on my on the Instagram story, I basically said, yeah, I just started off, and yeah, my legs aren't there. It's going to take a long time to recover, so it's just easy running now for the next couple of weeks. And I got a couple of messages from a couple of people. One of them was from Matt Selvum that made me laugh, and he just put, man doesn't know what an easy run is, I swear.
No. Easy 6-minute miles.
Yeah. And then the other one was from Sam, Lighted Up Sam. And he put £1,000 says you run a mile in under 6:30 within the next 10 days.
Yeah. I think he could have gone more than 1,000 actually. To say it was a safe bet.
Yeah.
But
there we go. So let's go into your race recap of Sunday. So
yeah,
Birmingham half.
Yeah. So went into it with a sort of aim of running 90 minutes, because the last two halves I've done over the last 3 months, one was 140, one was 136. So, sub 130, I would have to run really, really quite well. But I've been feeling a lot more like myself and a lot better over the last few weeks since the Tewkesbury race. And conditions were good on Sunday morning. It wasn't hot, wasn't windy. It was sort of a no excuses kind of day. And we got into Birmingham, didn't we? And didn't get in there late. Somehow you get there early, but you still end up late somehow. I don't know how we all do that at Birmingham.
It's because we were waiting outside Weatherspoons for so long, so we could go and use the loo.
I was too much of a diva. I wouldn't use the Portaloos. And I thought Spoons opened at 7:30, not 8. So we were queuing outside Spoons for half an hour. But glad I did in the end, because I was literally the first person in that toilet. And did what I needed to do, and then back up to the bag drop. But they put the baggage buses at the top of Broad Street. And the race starts at the bottom of Broad Street in Centenary Square. That's about half a mile, maybe more, isn't it? That's a good.
I don't know if it's half a mile.
Feels like 800 meters to me. Maybe it's because of all the people we had to run through.
Yeah.
I don't know, but we ended up. I ended up getting into my wave just outside the Spoons actually, and race started. Couldn't find Kieran. By the way, what on earth happened to anyone that was supposed to be pacing? What a joke!
Yeah. So when I left you, I was going down to get just past the start so I could catch everybody coming past. And I saw Kieran Deegan, and he was in the pen just in front of you. Yeah. And he was just wearing his normal T-shirt, not a pacing T-shirt, and didn't have anything else on. And I was like, Kieran. And I went, Andy's trying to find you. He's looking for your flag everywhere. And he went, man, they screwed up. And I went, what do you mean they screwed up? And he went, they've lost all of the pacing gear. They've lost all of the bags, all of the flags, all of the T-shirts, all of the boom boxes that people wear when they're running. They'd lost it all. So there was no pacers. And basically he said, they turned around and said, so just still pace people. You just won't have any of the equipment. And Kieran was like, how is anyone going to know what pace we're going for or that we're a pacer? And they went, well, just run the race. So all the pacers just got told to just go and enjoy themselves and run the race.
Yeah. So that was so 16,000 people there with no pacers, no official pacers. It was a bit, maybe that helped ease congestion in certain parts. I don't know. But I was looking for Kieran for the first mile until I saw you and you told me that, he's not wearing a flag. But yeah, got through the first 5K, which, by the way, is so ridiculously bumpy. It always catches you by surprise. You always think it's probably not that bad. It's not going to be that bad, is it? It is. It is quite bad. You're up, and if you're not up a hill, you're going down one, and then you're going back up another one, and there's out and backs and all that sort of stuff. But before you know it, you're through 5K, and I got through 5K at around about 22 minutes. So I'm a little bit behind pace, to be fair. And now I realise I've got a nice downhill 5K, or largely. And then I got through that. It was my fastest 5K of the day. I got through that in just under 21 minutes. So I really did put my foot down, nearly 2 minutes quicker, 90 seconds quicker. And then I think it's 11K, so 6.5 miles. There's a bit of a stinker of a hill. But again, it's like any other day of the week. If you're training up it, you probably think, well, it's not that bad. Even when you start running up it at race pace, you just think, oh, this is absolutely fine. Then by the time you're halfway up it, you're thinking, no, not quite so fine. It's probably about 400 meters long, would you say?
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
It's a good, maybe not even that, but it's about 1.5 to 2 minutes to get up it. And then it eventually flattens out, and then you come down the other side, and then you're running back towards Birmingham then. And then I got to 15K, realised I'd slowed down again, but I was thinking, right, 1:30 might have gone now. So I did the maths, and I realised I had to do a 19-minute 5K when I was at 10 miles. I think I got to 10 mile at 1:10:48. Yeah, so I needed to do a 19:12. So I was like, I don't think sub 20's on. I don't think sub 90's on today. But yeah, I just ran as hard as I could. There's a nice section through Cannon Hill Park, which I always quite like that bit. I think that's quite a nice respite from the tarmac and the office blocks and hotels and, the built-up area of the city. And then you go through this park for a mile, which I think is really nice. And there's one of those choirs there, those rock choirs. And then you come out past Edgbaston Cricket Ground, I think, and you realise you've got about 2 miles to go from there.
But it's a bit of a change, isn't it? Because you go through Cannon Hill Park and it looks quite nice, and then you turn into Edgbaston Cricket Ground and there's just all the stuff dumped outside the ground for when it. And it's just a bit of a. It's not the nicest route round there, is it? When you go round it.
No. But then you soon, after you've gone through the back of Digbeth, or is it Derritend? I don't know what part of Birmingham it is. But then you come out by Smithfield. I think we came out sort of near that. Mm-hmm. And you realise you've got about a mile to go. And then this is the old finish. And you think, oh, this wouldn't have been too bad. But then you realise you've got a monster hill to get up. So then you see the Selfridges building. And then you hang a left there. And that's when I saw you. And in my video, I gave you a thumbs down. I think I was just a bit negative, Nigel, by then. I was probably being a bit dramatic, really. I wasn't feeling as bad as I probably was. But I was like, I was like, I've had enough, to be honest. Don't film me. I've had enough. And then I was like, no, actually, keep the camera rolling. It's great content. don't take the camera off. I don't mean it. I don't mean don't film me. And managed to get to the top of that hill. And then I was like, oh, okay, this is the home straight. I remember this from when it was this course finish a few years ago. No. 50 yards later, we had to turn right down a hill, which is always terrible news because you're going to have to run up the hill the other side, which is exactly what we did. And we were deep into 10K runners at this point for the last 5K, 3K. And there was people running all different speeds, which was not the easiest thing to navigate for any of us. and then finally managed to get up and over the line from was it 1:32:55 chip time. So pleased with that. To be fair, it was my fastest half of the year. It felt like a really hard effort, which was what I really needed out of myself. I didn't walk, I didn't moan too much, and just got through it. And I think it was my 4th ever fastest half. So in the end, a pretty decent result, really.
Yeah.
And it was I'm glad it wasn't the conditions we could have got. I'm glad it wasn't 5 degrees, 10 degrees warmer. I'm glad it wasn't windy. I'm glad it wasn't torrential rain. And I wore my new shoes as well.
Oh yes, you did. Yeah,
my Metaspeed Sky Tokyos. So I felt like they were good. They were nice. They really did help my stride, especially when I wanted to pick up the pace. Maybe this is a me problem rather than a shoe problem, but I think I relied on them a bit too much towards the end of the race, and I thought they would give me something a little bit extra, but maybe that's me just being a diva, and maybe I should have actually been a little bit fitter if I'm thinking like that. But I actually wonder I'll have to wear them a few times to figure this out, but I wonder if they're better at 5K, 10K for me, because they feel so like slim and narrow on your feet, but in the nicest possible way. Not like the Alpha Fly, because the Alpha Fly is quite a broad, almost clumpy shoe.
Yeah,
which really does look after your foot in the marathon, especially, and your legs. Sorry, but these Metaspeed Sky Tokyos are quite narrow, and obviously they have to be like that to cut the weight and all that sort of stuff. And the foam that's in there and the plate and all that is brilliant. But
how did you get on with the pronounced arch? Inside?
Not a problem at all. Only a problem when I was walking around. As soon as you get into stride and as soon as you start running, you don't feel it at all. It's just when you're walking, you think, oh, that feels a bit digging into my arch a little bit. And but yeah, as soon as I started running, I didn't feel it at all.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So a thumbs up for the Skies.
Definitely. I'm looking forward to wearing them I will try them at a 5K in the next few weeks.
Yeah.
And maybe a 10K, maybe 2 castles, maybe. Don't know. But
and they look great in that colourway as well, don't they?
I'm really pleased with them. They look I've never raced in white shoes before. And it makes you feel good. It makes you feel fast, which I like.
Nice.
So yeah. And it was good to see your smiling face as well, because you popped up. I saw you much more than I saw Kieran. Didn't even see Kieran once. Couldn't catch him. And saw you about 18 different times.
Yeah, I did my usual of run into as many spots as I could to see people go past. Yeah, so it was
and you weren't even tracking me on the app, were you? You were just sort of waiting.
No. Yeah, I was just guessing where you would be at certain times. Yeah.
Well, I know we've got a couple of people who we know did the race, but I just wanted to give a little shout out to a guy called Dominic Dietrich, who's written in a few times. And Dom made himself known to me within minutes of the race start, in seconds even, by shouting, "Stay dangerous" at me.
Amazing.
I thought Lee would absolutely love that. He'd be so proud of you for saying that. So then we had a little chat. And I haven't got Dominic's time, but I think he did he wanted sub 90, and I think he did 90 something. So he wasn't far away.
Shall I have a look for you?
Yeah. I wonder how many Dominics there are. There can't be that many that did the race.
I'm hoping I've just spelled that right. No. Obviously not. Hang on. Half marathon. Dom. Nope.
What about try his second name? D-I-E.
Hang on. D-I-E.
T-R.
T-R.
I-C-H.
I-C-H.
Yeah.
There he is. I was spelling his first name right as well. 1:30:46.
Yeah, decent effort, that, mate.
It's a great time.
Yeah, very good. It's a difficult course as well, so it's worth mentioning that Birmingham is a hard course, and technically, some difficult hills.
Do you reckon it's worth 2 minutes 55?
I think maybe more, maybe more, maybe more like 4-5 minutes. So
but we did know some other people who ran Brum half who I managed to spot some of them on the way around, and then we saw some afterwards as well. Marm was back for his first race since doing his hammy in. Yep. Obviously, that laser in had done some good to his hammy, because he went out and ran 1:22:34, which is
not bad, is it?
Mental.
That's not bad at all.
He said at the start of his video, if he breaks 1:30, he thinks he'll have run very well, and he goes and runs 1:22. Mental. So
that's really good. That's really good.
Amazing work, Mum. RQ Ryan Quiney was there, and he said when we saw him in Wetherspoons, he was like, I'm going to try and run 1:15 today, and he did indeed run 1:15. Amazing work. He ran 1:15:41. So yeah, that was a great run from Ryan.
Madam Rhino.
And then Chris Dorr did the 10K. He is on his way at the moment over to Copenhagen to run the marathon on Sunday. He was a bit of a silly boy though, and I saw him at Ara Valley on the Saturday, and he ran Parkrun way too quick, and then he ran his 10K on Sunday way too quick the week before his marathon. So we shall see how that goes. But he ran 1:03:39 for the 10K, and then
I think he's taken my advice a bit too literally, isn't he? I just said to him, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Do what you want. Don't listen to what anybody says. He's like, yeah, okay, 5K PB, then 10K PB. He's probably going out for a 20-mile shakeout run tomorrow.
Yeah, probably. And then after the race, we did catch up with Ian Booth, who ran a course PB in Birmingham 2 weeks after running Manchester Marathon. So amazing work. He ran 1:34:43. So amazing work, Ian. And then we also saw the other Ian Price, who ran 1:35:06. So good work from Ian. He wasn't particularly happy with that, but it's still a great time.
Was YouTube's newest starlet there? Mr. Andy Goldsby.
Oh, Andy Goldsby. No, he hates the Birmingham half.
Well, didn't I hear on Marmcast that he decided to sign up to it because he quite liked the medal?
He was going to, but then he didn't in the end.
He didn't, because I know he did Stratford.
Yes, he was going to for the medal, but then decided he couldn't bring himself to go and run Birmingham half again.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm sure he said the one year he did it, there was a fight in the pen or on the course or something like that. Wow. Broad Street. It doesn't matter what time of the day it is.
Exactly. Straight out of walkabout, straight into a fight.
Outside flares. In the queue for the taxis. Good stuff. Bar racer.
But that was good. Yeah, Birmingham half was a good day, even though I didn't run it. And I'm quite glad it sold out, so I had the temptation taken away from me, because I wouldn't have been able to run that half at all.
So I think a good decision by. And you were running quite hard, keeping up with everybody up that. You must have run up that hill past Selfridges about 18 times, filming everybody. So you probably did a half marathon anyway.
Yeah. I will say, trying to run RQ's pace up that hill, was a bit of a challenge. My legs weren't working, and then RQ comes past, and I'm like, I'll chase him up the hill. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. I did enjoy seeing RQ. I gave him a partridges in which I think he enjoyed. I told him to read the small print in his contract when he ran past, and I saw TQ as well, who returned the favour from London and gave me an aha.
Amazing, good.
So that was great as well. So, but yeah, so amazing work to everyone that ran Birmingham, and it was really nice to anyone and everyone that's came up and said hello to Brett and I and stuff, and said they listened to the podcast, which is always awesome. Yes. So thank you.
Yeah, awesome. So shall we go on to comments and emails now? But
yeah,
I was going to say there was one from last week which we put on the back burner till this week.
Yeah,
we do need to go over.
We do. So you might remember Amelia writing in and asked us multiple questions in true Amelia style. And it's taken us about 8 podcasts to get through the actual email. But no, one of the sub paragraphs that she wrote was asking us what our favorite songs to listen to are, or what would be our favorite songs to listen to during a marathon.
Yeah.
I might have to just double check what the actual literature actually is. So what she said, go towards the end. So Brett and Andy, what are your top 3 marathon songs? Don't give me generic, it's 80s rock or up-tempo stuff. Be specific, she says.
Yeah. See, yeah, I took that as I'm going to go for up-tempo stuff that I would want to listen to at the end of the race to really give me a bit of motivation, rather than, because you don't at the start of a marathon, you wouldn't want to be listening to anything too upbeat because you'd go off too fast. You want to be listening to classical music at the start, don't you?
You want to be listening to Mad World by Tears for Fears.
Yes. Yeah. Or the who was the guy who did the really slow version for Donnie Darko?
Oh yeah, that one. Oh, that's even more depressing.
Yeah, we want to listen to that version when you start the marathon, so you don't go off too fast. But towards the end, so in the last 5K of a marathon, what would you want to be listening to? Let's go one for one. I've got some honourable mentions as well because I couldn't decide on 3. But
okay,
I think I've got it down to 3. But there we go.
Okay, I've got it down to 3 as well, but I've written quite a few honourable mentions.
Okay,
so my first one, I've always loved this song anyway, just because I'm a connoisseur of the heavy guitar riff. But this song I heard on the massively amplified sort of PA system at Seville, and hearing this AC/DC song it lives with me all the time, and it's a perfect song for me. It would be Back in Black.
Ah, yes.
I just love loud guitars, loud drums, loud screamy shouty vocals. What's not to love?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And there's an Aussie reference for you, Amelia. Yeah,
like that. So for my first one, I've gone for a bit of dubstep.
Dubstep?
Which I'm not a dubstep fan really, but I do like this particular artist. Who, bit of trivia for you. Before he became a dubstep artist, was in a screamo band.
I'm gonna have a clue what the answer to this question is.
And it is a song called Bangarang by Skrillex.
Screwfix. Yes. I remember you talking about Skrillex before. Yeah.
So he was in oh come on, what's the band name now?
Tool Station.
Tool Station.
TrustyTrader.com.
I can only remember their album name, Dear Diary, My Teen Angst Has a Body Count. What was the band name? From First to Last. There we go. He was in a band called From First to Last, and he was the singer, and it was like proper screamo. I loved him. And then he finished that and started making dubstep of all stuff. But Bangarang is such a great song just to get you like proper pumped and hyped. It's wicked.
Yeah. Never heard of it. 1% of our podcast listeners will be going, yeah. Other 99%, just like me.
You'd know it if you heard it.
Okay, right. My second one is one that I use. Well, I don't listen to music anymore because I've said this before, but most of my running is on country lanes, so I don't really listen to music for that reason. But when I used to train up and down the roads on the pavements, this song always used to put me right in the mood, and it's a little bit heavy it's slightly heavier for my taste. Master of Puppets, Metallica.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Even though the drums and the bass and the rest of the band do dip out quite often, it's mainly just the guitar. That cadence and that tempo never loses speed. It's always, you always want to nod your head like that, and it's a real good track to get you going. So to keep you moving forward fast. Yeah,
that's a great one. Yeah, you saying that, I'm exactly the same. I never run to music now. The only time I ever have my headphones in is on my recovery runs on a Monday, and normally I've got a podcast on. I don't ever run to music. It's weird. I used to all the time. I used to use it as motivation for sessions and all sorts, but now I don't. I just love running in and hearing what's going on around me and hearing my breathing and hearing my feet.
I'm going to sound like blooming Attenborough now, but I've been out for a few morning runs lately, like 6, half 5, 6 o'clock, when the sun's just coming up. Well, okay, maybe not half 5, more like half 6, 7. But the chorus of the birds in the trees is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I know Adam Hill would be absolutely loving that comment, because I bet you he'd know exactly what birds are making what calls. But listening to the birds, it just makes you feel so, I don't know, just like, I love it. And right, I'm going to have a go at these people now. What are these people playing at? And the London Marathon, when I watched you, wearing these.
Oh, no. I don't get it.
Noise cancelling, proper Craig Davids earphones whilst running a marathon. You're missing out on all the actual noise and atmosphere around you. And B, how are you not sweating your absolute, proverbials off wearing them? Must be so uncomfortable.
They'll finish, take them off, and just sweat will pour out onto the floor.
Yeah.
Like they've turned a tap on.
Yeah, that's not going to be pleasant.
No.
But anyway, what was your second one?
So my second one is by my favourite band ever. And I couldn't decide on which song to go for. So couple of honourable mentions. First one, A Favour House Atlantic, which is just an incredible song. Second one, The Suffering, because it's got a really upbeat feel to it, and it's just really good and uplifting. But my favourite song ever by Coed and Cambria is the band.
It's called COVID in Cumbria.
Yeah, and Cumberland sausage. So my favourite song is called The Crowing, and it's a modern prog song, so it's not like a normal song where it's got a verse, chorus. It just progresses throughout the song, and it just gets massive by the end. And it's just incredible.
Right. Yeah. Nice. Okay. Well, my third one, and this is a slower, maybe I should have really thought about this, because the beats per minute, the beat of the song is slightly slower, but I absolutely love this song. And this is slightly niche. Not everyone will know this song. I think you'll know exactly what song it is, because this guy had joined a new band, started a new band. Audio Slave,
Oh,
Cochise.
yes.
That aggressive smashing of the snare before that.
That band is basically Rage Against the Machine, but with Chris Cornell singing.
Is it?
That's what it was. So it was all the musicians were Rage Against the Machine.
Oh, I love
and
Chris
they've just
Cornell's
changed Zach De La Rocha for Chris Cornell.
Right.
And
Right.
what a great song that is. Oh,
yeah, I absolutely love that tune. So yeah, that would be mine. Slightly on the slower side for when you want to really put your foot down.
But just the aggression of it is just
It's a big sound in it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have gone for my third one, a band that probably no one listening to this pod will ever have heard of. You probably won't ever have heard of them. But I was obsessed with this album when it came out. And it's like from early 2000s. And it's a band called Hiding with Girls.
No, I've heard of Scouting for Girls.
Yeah, oh, don't get me started on them. Oh.
Similar to them.
Oh man, do not get me started on it.
One of the most annoying. She's so lovely. She's so lovely. She's so lovely.
They've wrote one song and just changed the lyrics each time.
Oh yeah, they're pretty bad, aren't they?
Every single one of their songs is dan da, dan da,
yeah,
dan da, dan da. That's it. But anyway, Hiding with Girls, and it's a song called Disaster's First Birthday, and it's the second track. No, is it a second track? It might be later on in the album than that. But it's just really upbeat and just puts a smile on my face as soon as the intro starts. And that's the sort of thing you want at the end of a marathon, is to just instantly be uplifted. And every time I hear the intro to that song, just instant smile and instant yes, memories flood back. So yeah, I'm gonna go for that. I'm gonna go for that. But yeah, I did have some what's called honorable mentions. Have you got some as well?
Yeah, I've got too many. But yeah, go on. You can list some of yours.
So the ones I wrote down, I was going through like my old iTunes and going through all the different artists in there. But ones that I've written down, first one is Ocean Avenue by Yellowcard.
No.
Don't know that? Oh, it's such a great song. So Yellowcard were a band. They were pop punk, but had a violinist.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, that song Ocean Avenue is just incredible. And then I've gone for another obscure band that you probably have never heard of and loads of other people haven't heard of. And it's a band called The Audition. And I've gone for a song called You've Made Us Conscious, which is the second track on their album. And again, it's one where I just hear it and instantly smile. And then for my third honorable mention, I've gone for Fascination by a band called Alphabet.
Oh, I remember them.
What a band they were. Yeah, what a band they were. I went to see them.
The way we feel.
I went to see them at Academy 3. Can you remember when the Academy was in Dale End?
No. Was it literally just called the Academy?
Yeah,
was it the O2 Academy? Yeah.
When it was down in Dale End. So do you know where the ball ring is? Down the road from there. It's opposite where IKEA is now. And they were in basically the Academy 3, which was called Bar Academy upstairs. So in the Academy, you had the big venue, which was the Academy. You had Academy 2, which was the smaller venue, and then a completely separate building, like upstairs, was Bar Academy. And I went to see Alphabet in there, and it was so good. They were amazing.
Swedish or Norwegian?
They were, yeah.
Yeah, Alphabet. I'm just going to look at some of their discography because I remember I remember some of their songs. They didn't last that long. They were a little bit like they were in the same sort of era as "Shut Up and Let Me Go." Hey, that kind of. What were they called?
The Ting Tings.
Yeah, they were in that kind of era
Yes.
of songs about 2005, weren't they?
Yeah.
And it was that kind of indie, kind of minimalist. Well, no, their production quality was quite similar to someone like Aha, really, wasn't it? Because their Aha are a real serious band. Like, say what you want about them, but some of their tracks, like, people have compared. We've chatted about this 100 episodes ago. People were saying that Harry Styles' song was better than Take On Me. What's Harry Styles' big song that went massive on Instagram?
Watermelon Sugar.
It wasn't that one. It was one of his others.
Is it As We Were or As It Was?
As it was. Yeah. People were saying that one was as good as Take On Me. But if you listen to that, right, with a musical ear, it changes key and it uses a note somewhere in between that shouldn't be there. And I watched a musical analysis video on YouTube about how genius that intro is, and everybody needs to go and watch it because it's absolutely amazing piece of work. So yeah. Anyway, Alphabet. Yes. Where are we? They had
their other singles. Big song was 10,000 Nights.
Yeah, 10,000 Nights of Thunder. Boyfriend, I remember that. Boyfriend, remember that song?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, that's the only three I remember. But yeah, Fascination was a big song. 2006.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, UK number 6 it got to. So, any others?
That's all I've written down.
Okay, right. I've got a few. I'm going to whiz through them. So, sticking on the Cochise theme, You Know My Name, Casino Royale theme tune, which is Chris Cornell. Do you know that one?
Possibly. I'll probably know it if I heard it.
You can't deny the thought it will never fulfill you. Will betray you. Oh, it's a great song.
Yeah.
Easy Lover, Phil Collins.
Oh, yes. We do that in the band. What a song.
Yes. Yeah. Purely because of the guitars here, I've sold out. I've gone for a Queen track and I've gone for Tie Your Mother Down.
Oh.
I've jokingly put You Are Not Alone by Michael Jackson. It's probably the worst possible song to listen to. Of video games, Lana Del Rey kind of era. Bittersweet Symphony. Sorry. I know you probably won't agree with me on that one.
I love the Verve.
Do you?
Bittersweet Symphony is a great song. Did you know he's recently been put down as a writer of the song and had royalties given to him now?
He's finally won a legal battle.
Well, it's because it was
Stones, wasn't it?
Yeah, the
Stones.
Yeah. The orchestra was from a Rolling Stones live album or something like that, and because they used it throughout the whole song, the Stones went, "Well, we're just going to take all the royalties then. Thank you very much." So Richard Ashcroft basically went, "I don't care that you're going to have all the royalties. It's an amazing song, so I'm going to release it anyway." And it became what made the Verve. But recently, apparently, they're finally giving him some writing credit for the song.
Another one I've put down is, I don't know if you know Diesel Power, The Prodigy.
Oh, what a song.
Come on.
I remember a story about that. I remember one of my old mates used to have a Peugeot 306 and he put the biggest subwoofer and biggest and loads of 6x9s in the parcel shelf, a massive subwoofer in the boot. And he used to drive all round Redditch with the Prodigy blasting, and Diesel Power was one of the ones where you were just like, yes, this is
mega. Yeah. Slightly more cheesy. I've gone for, I don't know if you know, this is purely my taste in music. Bon Jovi, Dead or Alive.
Oh,
but live, the live version. Absolutely mega track. I
Because I'm a
love that song.
cowboy on a steel horse I ride.
Mega song.
I'm wanted, dead or alive.
Yeah. Oh, great song. Heart-Shaped Box, Nirvana.
Oh, yeah, good.
Have
Yeah.
you heard? It's so good. The version of that by Post Malone.
No.
Now, I did not think Post Malone was a decent musician at all.
Is that when
It's like
Post did a whole live, like
a tiny
stream?
desk. He did
did
like a tiny desk concert.
Yeah, and a whole live stream of the whole, all of it was Nirvana, weren't it? And he was
Yeah.
playing guitar, and he
He's
had
so good.
Travis Barker on drums.
Yeah, and he's got a real good tone. He's got. I first became aware of it because of Justin Hawkins rides again. He analysed it and said it was it was really good, and went and watched the stream after that, and it was excellent. I've put a few by Hendrix. Sorry, there are a few here. I've put a few by Jimi Hendrix. I've got Voodoo Child. I've got Fire, and a song called Crosstown Traffic, which I really enjoy. And I've got the last one here. No, I'm being deadly serious. Bye, and sync.
Yes.
Mum, bye. That song is a perfect tempo for my cadence. I've run it many times. I know that I can't take no more. Ain't no lie. Great song. So, yeah. Mum, bye. So there you go, Amelia. Ask and you shall receive.
Yeah.
So,
right. So, should I quickly go through comments?
Comms and eames.
Yes. So, first one is from last episode, and it's from Billy the Running Fish.
Here he comes.
And he says, great episode. Love the London recap, having done it myself. I think, Brett, you must have passed me at about mile 24, but I didn't see you. I started in the same pen as you, but halfway up it rather than at the back. Oh, right. Okay. I also ran 20-minute 5Ks until 30K. Then the wheels fell off a bit and I struggled home whilst absorbing the crowds and the experience of my first London in 2:54. It wasn't a PB as I'd done 2:51 at Manchester for a Good for Age qualifier, but I've been trying to get into London since 2012, so had to treat it as a bit of a victory lap, really. An amazing experience that I'll never forget. Need to run a PB somewhere to qualify again now. Which, yeah, I hope, yeah, you really did enjoy it, because London is, yeah, just next level. So, yeah, I'm glad you didn't like push yourself too much and then, yeah, really destroy your first London. So, yeah, glad you enjoyed it. I also enjoyed Andy's supporter story. It's hard to appreciate what our supporters go through as they battle for the prime position at the roadside, not to mention the worry and anxiety of waiting. Also, I almost spat out my cuppa at King the Other Guy during the quiz.
King the Other Guy?
It was Duncan, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Because I can remember Duncan. Your podcast is excellent. It has rapidly moved to my number one listen of the week.
Wait.
What? Keep up the good work, gents, and happy running. When I started writing this comment, I didn't intend it to be so long. Apologies. Billy,
right.
That's awesome. Thank you very much, mate. And yeah, and congrats on a great run at London. I hope you can get that PB again, so you can get back down into London again, because yeah, it's epic. So next one is from Dan Austin. And he says, hello, Brett and Andy. I have a question that hopefully you can answer. It's about Good for Age. Can you please explain the full process of Good for Age from start to finish? I assume that if you run the Good for Age time and you don't automatically get in, do you have to apply directly with the time? How does the process work? people often say, I've ran a good for age for London, which is great, but then don't explain how the next bit works. I'm a fair way off good for age, but with a ballot for London being effectively impossible, it might be my best chance. Enjoy the content as always, and well done to both of you for marathon PBs in 2026. So, do you know much about the good for age process, or do you want me to go through it?
Over to you.
So, okay, so the good for age process, there is a list of times that London put out on their website, and each year it can change. Last couple of years it's been the same, but it has changed the years previous, and the times basically get a bit faster. But your age brackets are normally 18 to 39 is the first one, and then they have 40 to 44, 45 to 49, 50 to 54, and it keeps on going up in 5-year increments. And the time that is set for men or women, if you run under that time, you are then able to apply for a good for age place. The applications normally start later in the year. So everybody will find out their ballot entry results. And then a few months later, good for age applications will open. It normally opens at the same sort of time as the championship applications open. And on the London Marathon website, you go to the good for age application section and you click apply, and you have to fill in all your details, but you also have to provide a website link to your finish time. So if you ran Manchester Marathon, you have to find your finish time on the Manchester Marathon results website and take that link from that specific page and put it into your application for good for age, because they want to be able to click that link and it goes straight to your result. So they don't want to have to search for your name or anything like that. You need to provide the specific link to your result. And then basically you send off your application, and they have 3,000 good for age places up for grabs. They have 1,500 for men, 1,500 for women. And if you run the good for age time, you're not guaranteed a place. They will do it on a fastest first basis. So if you have run under the time, it could be that someone's run 30 seconds quicker than you who will get the place before you will. So it basically goes on fastest first. So normally they say to guarantee a good for age place, you want to run at least 5 minutes under, maybe 10 minutes under your good for age time to be guaranteed a place. That can vary. Like last year, I managed to get in with 3 minutes under. So yeah, I looked out there. But yeah, you want to try and get at least 5 minutes under the time to be able to get a good for age place. But yeah, it's an application process. It's all on London Marathon website. And if you go to their website and go onto the take part section, there'll be a good for age option. Click on there. It's got all the information that you need.
But London Good for Age is one of the harder ones to qualify, because every marathon's got slightly different boundaries or parameters of what qualifies you. So, for example, Boston is slightly easier, believe it or not.
Yes, it is.
Than London.
Yeah. I think for my age, for my age group over 45s, 45 to 49, for London it's 3:02, but I think for Boston it's something like 3:15. So it's a lot easier to get into Boston.
Yeah.
But
Cool.
There we go. Next one's from Here Comes Bod. It says, and this is from episode 108. Finally got round to finishing this episode on my long run this morning. Was properly laughing out loud at getting a bit stalkery. She's probably wondering why I'm in all her race photos. and that's when you were talking about like using someone as a pacer in the race.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
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 Next one's from the Great 772 from last week's episode, and they say, "Well done, Brett." So thank you so much for that. Next one is from Danny, who on episode 101 said, "I never thought I'd hear someone talk about that show." And I think it is when we were talking about Fort Boyard.
Brilliant.
And it's
Melinda.
yeah, and they say that was a childhood favorite. It would come on the Challenge channel, and they'd follow it up with Ninja Warrior. I really like things like that. Obstacle courses and mini games. It's a bit like cross country.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so that is a good one. I am just changing over back to my speakers because my AirPods have died slightly. Right, are you there?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Perfect. Right, next one's from Kieran Turner, and he says, "Loving the London recap, and massive congrats again to Brett on smashing it out the park. Another great episode. Cheers for the shout out too. Not quite the same as the real thing though, but in fairness, it probably wasn't as bad as I made it out to be. There were definitely some fun sections and good moments." This is the Nod Knoll, by the way, the reverse London at midnight. There were definitely some fun sections and good moments. The start was pretty cool when everyone got going. It just dragged a bit towards the latter part, especially after we all took it in turns to trip up and go flying. Fingers crossed for the ballot. Yeah, definitely. It does sound good, but yeah, you haven't made it the most appealing thing.
Yeah.
The reverse thing.
I'll stick to the ballot and take my chances, I think, here.
Yeah. Next one is from Saman6794, and he says, "Long time listener, first time commenter. Great pod as always. Massive well done to Brett. Great time. A celeb. This is good. A celeb worth mentioning is Sylvian Guintoli, or Grant. How do you say it? Guintoli, who is an ex-motorbike racer. I know about this because my dad told me, because my dad's a big motorbike fan, and this was the first thing he told me about London Marathon when I got home. He was like, "Did you see him?" And I was like, "No, I didn't, Dad." But Sylvian Guantoli, ex-motorbike racer who ran sub 4 in full motorbike leathers in memory of his son. Keep up the great content, guys. Thanks for all the laughs. Yeah, he won full motorbike leathers and run a sub 4 marathon in London in that heat. That's pretty impressive, isn't it? Shows how athletic you need to be to ride a motorbike. People think that you just sit on it and pull the throttle and it does all the work for you, but no, you've got to be very fit. So yeah, great one. Next one's from Chip Rockets 99, and they say, "Glad you don't care about not hitting 250, Brett. That was a huge run and so impressive after last year's injury to come back and run even faster. Quick question. Do you think it's possible to have Brett's grit and mental toughness in running without inheriting his stupidity?"
No.
Only when it comes to running, though. Only when it comes to running through injuries. I'm sure you're a smart guy in general. I think they I think they might go hand in hand. As always, great podcast and congrats again on the great London Marathon. Yeah. What do you reckon? Is it possible to have that without being stupid and doing stupid things? No.
You need to be slightly on the edge to be you, I think.
Yeah, but there we go. Oh, and last one is from Danny from episode 104, and they say, "Oh no, why? I'm fed up with those sorts of videos, and this is the I ran a with no training." Yeah, and they say, "But I love that the no training is the tagline. It sounds so counterintuitive that it's funny. But please stop doing this to yourselves, people. And I agree 100%.
I'm just going to change the title of my Birmingham video. I ran 1:32 half marathon with no training. I'll just delete with no training.
Yeah, brilliant.
Right,
So
let's
thank
move
you
on
very much. Thank you so much, everybody, and thank you so much for the love from London. It's been really amazing to get all of that. So thank you.
Awesome. Well, we've had a few emails. We won't get through them all now. We will. I'm going to write this down on my notes for next week. We will start with them next week.
Yeah.
Start with emails. Okay. Start with. And we had an email from Dan Hunt, who he says, "Hi lads, it's Dan the crab finish guy." So Dan has written in and he sent us a video.
What was the Thunderbirds?
The crab logger.
The crab logger. There we go. Can Dan be the crab logger?
We'll call Dan the crab logger, the unstoppable force that runs sideways through finish lines. So yes, moving on now to the next email was from Heidi, who is also from Down Under, just like Amelia, and says,
"Hang on, Brett and Andy." What was the rest of Dan's email? We only got.
He's written in he's sent us a video in.
Of him finishing sideways.
Yeah, so he's actually so we'll have to go and watch that, and he's told us where he is on his on the live stream. Excellent. So cheers for sending that in, Dan. Heidi says, "G'day, Brett and Andy. Well, Brett, you little ripper. What a brilliant run at London, and huge congrats on your PB. To do that with everything that you had to deal with in your training block was just sensational. Champions aren't always the ones standing on the podium. Champions are the ones with grit and determination and mental toughness, and they never give up. What a champion that you are. What a champion you are. That 250 is just round the corner. Great to see you in the video, Andy, and cheering others on as well. And you were right with what you said last week. As an Australian, or just generally clueless, I had no idea who Blue was or are, but still love the quiz and the pod, as always educational on so many levels. I've Googled them now, listened to All Rise, and now have that earworm going around my head. Thank you very much. And I can agree with my fellow Aussie, Amelia, in giving you supreme influencer status. Because of you, I have just bought my first pair of Adidas. Oh, yes. I've always worn Brooks, which I know are considered... I've always worn Brooks, which I know are considered to have all the shoe personality of an accountant with a comb over wearing a safari suit. But they've done me fine until I decided to get with the program and join the rest of the world and get my first pair of Evo SLs as my entry into the world of Adidas for the first time. And I love them. I've been officially influenced. Thank you very much. With the marathon coming up in October, I'm now thinking what else I can cheat on the accountant. What else I can cheat on the accountant with and take to the marathon party. Thanks heaps for another great pod. Love them all. Cheerio from Tasmania. Heidi.
Amazing.
Nice one, Heidi.
Awesome. Thanks, Heidi.
And all the best in your Adidas. Other shoes are available, we should say.
Yes.
But we just like our SLs, don't we?
Yeah.
I'm going to just call this the last one. Have we got time? Where are we now? What time are we? 21:12. This is a long one. This is a long one. Okay. Like I'm talking long. This is Michael. Go on. I'll skim through it. It's called London Calling. You'll like this actually because you're involved. Hi, Britt and Andy, long-time listener and first-time emailing in. Strap in, lads, as this is going to be longer than you could talk about WWE wrestling for. First off, just want to say congrats to Andy for Seville and other recent races, and Brett for the London PB. Like Brett, I ran a couple of weeks ago, and I saw both of you in the Big Smoke. I said hello to Andy at the Shaky Bridge on Narrow Street, and you gave me a very cheerful response that kept me going for at least a few more Ks. I could tell that you were looking for someone which I assumed was Brett, since we were going for the same target time. I kept my eyes peeled from then on, expecting to see the full Adidas Spring-Summer 2026 collection come flying past at any moment. Unfortunately, you were already a bit ahead of me, and reviewing split times, the overtake happened just before Cochise. I wouldn't be surprised if I was over your right shoulder when you filmed around 10k, but like Andy, I missed you. Even more unfortunate, since I didn't speed up, was that I did end up seeing you on course around 25 miles, and I said something like, "Come on, Brett," or "You've got this, Brett," as I went past, or at least that's what I thought I did, as the lines between reality and perception blur a little bit at 25 miles. If you remember someone that came past you and made some sort of form of noise that sounded like like groundskeeper Willie, then that was me. Apologies if it was. Apologies if it was inaudible and that you were just trying to focus on getting finished. I make a cameo appearance in your video, red/pink cap, where I look like I'm in the need of an automatic car, referenced in an episode some time ago. Hint, my left side doesn't seem to be working. Episode 77. Recently, our marathon time seems entangled. Last year, we both ran one. Warsaw for me, minus a broken leg, with 6-second difference between times. And this year, it was an 8-second difference. I hope it continues, as I can see you smashing your target in the next one. Warsaw Marathon is one I would recommend to all your listeners. It isn't too busy, around 10,000 runners. Course profile is like London, 100 meters of elevation and easy to get into, no ballot. And Warsaw, Poland, is a great city, similar vibes to Glasgow. Back to London, and I just wanted to touch on the markers and the pacing plans you guys chatted about in episode 107. Brett, you mentioned in your video about the mats not always lining up with the 5k markers, and I'm an example of how this can affect your race strategy. Like you, I was aiming for each 5k to be around 20 minutes, and I was manually lapping my watch. With the 5 to 15k sections being quite busy, I wasn't too concerned about being slightly off pace, and I assumed some of the difference was due to the mats and markers not lining up. I was surprised to see that I split halfway in 1:25:31. I thought I was slightly down, but not 31 seconds. I believe I then pushed too hard up to 30k to make up time, which ultimately led to the wheels falling off. I think if my plan was to negative split, I probably wouldn't have upped the pace after halfway so aggressively, but that doesn't guarantee the wheels wouldn't have fallen off anyway. My advice for future London runners would be, if you want to manually lap every 5k, do it on the mats rather than the markers, as I suspect these are the splits you'll get on the official race results. I wouldn't expect them to make this mistake again, but they managed to put the 16-mile marker where the 25 one should have been, 25k. This really threw me, as I didn't lap until close to the 25k marker, which ended up being 26 on my watch. You chatted about different starts last week, and I can confirm that yellow/red has a slightly harder initial 5k than the pink and blue. Pink and blue do have a bit of a climb to Charlton Park, but it's gradual, so not that noticeable. The yellow/red route you have more of a noticeable downhill, and then climb a section before you hit the longer downhill when you converge. Rather mockingly, when the yellow-red runners are tackling this undulation, the equivalent blue/pink runners are running along Ha-Ha Road. Q Nelson laugh. Sorry, this is so bloody long, but the below summarizes in case you lose the will to live reading it. Saw you both at London, which was great. All passing strategies are rubbish. London marathon distance markers are poor. Yellow/red route is harder than blue/pink. Would recommend Warsaw Marathon. Can't wait to see what the rest of the year has in store for both of you. All the best, Michael.
Amazing. Awesome. Cheers, Michael. And yeah, I agree. Some of the mats which you were the markers for 5k were nowhere near the actual like markers at the side of the road, and it was well bizarre. So like some of them, I suddenly saw the mats, so quickly pressed my lap button on my watch, and then when I looked up, the actual marker was still down the road, and we hadn't even hit it yet. Weird. It was bizarre.
I had no idea that was even a problem, but yeah, that can really throw you off on your pacing, can't it? So yeah.
But no, it was good.
Right. So I'm going to read Tom Berren's email next week, and he is our Chinese shoe correspondent.
Oh,
And he's written in with some more Chinese shoes news. So we will get onto that first thing next week.
Excellent. Right. Thank you very much, everybody, for getting in touch. Last
Oh,
thing
no, it's not.
What?
I genuinely thought we'd finished then. We've not finished.
No.
I was about to say, see you later, everyone.
Yeah, no, we've got something else to do. We've still got the segment.
So weird. So weird.
Right. So last week's leaderboard is as follows. Our top 3 for distance. In first place, we have Ryan Baker, who ran 84.5 miles, which I guess included his over marathon distance,
ultra marathon into Birmingham.
Yeah, which is crazy. And then in second place, we have this guy runs, Alex Bodin, with 75.2 miles. I think both of those are training for ultras at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah,
so they get mileage in. And in third place is Nicholas Forsman with 74.2 miles. So well done to all 3 of you. And then for our climbing, in first place is the walker himself, the walker of hills, Alex Bodin. This guy runs.
So disrespectful.
I know.
Oh, so good. So funny. Sorry, Alex.
With 8,189 foot. I don't mean it, Alex.
The walker.
In second place is Sean Daly with 6,370 foot. And in third place is Tom Robinson with 4,613 foot. So amazing work from all of you.
More than all.
And then for our ladies, in distance, first place is Chloe Hamard with 62.1 miles. Second is Victoria Lee with 46.4 miles. And third is a new name on the leaderboard, Karen Farthing with 39.2 miles.
Oh, well done, Karen.
But in that 39.2 miles, Karen Farthing came first in our climbing with 2,927 foot. Second place was Ros Hotston with 2,710 foot. And third was Victoria Lee with 2,083 foot. So excellent. Amazing work from everybody.
Yeah. Cracking work, guys.
Yeah.
So, welcome to the leaderboard, Karen Farthing.
Yeah.
Wow. Very good stuff.
Right.
So, there we go. We're all done.
Yeah. You haven't got anything else, have you?
No more speed awareness courses. No more.
Are you running this weekend?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go. Laura and I think we're going to have a little trip up to Tamworth tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
To try Tamworth Parkrun, the Castle Grounds or whatever it's called. Tamworth Castle Grounds, I think it's called.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think we might try that one.
Nice. Excellent.
How about you?
I think because I'm still not up to speed yet, I think I'm just going to go down and do Arrow Valley again. I was thinking about going elsewhere, but I think if I'm going to go elsewhere, I want to go and enjoy it and actually be able to run properly rather than running really steady. So, go and stretch the legs at Arrow Valley and then, maybe next week. Maybe next week. So,
what are we trying to go close to 20-ish?
What, tomorrow? No, I'll run easy again tomorrow.
Yeah. Looking forward to seeing you go sub 14.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, right, on that, we shall say thank you so much for watching or listening, and we shall see you next week. Cheers, guys.
Cheers all.